One of the most important skills as a business leader is to really make sure that your business is committed to its vision about who do we intend to be and where do we intend to go. And this is a really important conversation because do you intend to be at the bottom of the pile or do you intend to be the number one real estate agency in your area? Not just by some sort of marketing line, but ultimately because more consumers turn to your brand than anyone else. Whether or not it's actually the conversation around number one in sales, number one in property management, or maybe something different in terms of the very specific mission that you're going after. That might be top line revenue, bottom line profitability, or overall saleable value of the business. What's really important is that ultimately you've got to know what those numbers actually look like and then set the very specific strategies on what you're going to do to go to perform at your absolute best. A great example of this has been what's happening down in Melbourne. Obviously, there's some different land tax policies there, which has actually seen a lot of investors go to sell their investment properties. So if you're in a position that ultimately you wanted to build a big property management rent roll, there hasn't been as many buyers that have been coming into that market to go and buy an investment property. So what you actually need to do in those markets is you need to get very specific about takeovers as opposed to working with landlords that are bringing new supply to the marketplace. This is why you've got to have an incredible database of all of the owners that are currently managed elsewhere, but also too, to make sure that you've got an incredible marketing campaign that is easy to switch, others have done it, and you can too. And this is where the strategy has got to align to the market conditions of the day. The great conversation is go to your executive leadership team and just ask a very simple question. What's the vision of this business? What's the mission that we're specifically going after right now? And can you show me the specific strategies that we're using to go and play at our absolute best? One of my favorites is the McDonald's playbook. What they worked out is that people would not wait to order, but once they've ordered, they will wait for their food. And so what they did as a part of their strategy is they try to make sure that the actual drive-through is as empty as possible to maximize the number of people that are coming in to order, even if they have to wait a little longer. That strategy is a part of three specific things that they did, drove over $1.1 billion in extra revenue. And that's a great conversation around what you've got to do inside of your business. You've got to recommit to the vision. You've got to make sure that mission is very specific, and then you've got to make sure the strategies are actually working for the market conditions of the day.